Welcome back everyone to Video Game News. As always, this is Goku-san DBZ, and yeah, I special ordered a Dragon Ball Super shirt. As you know, my YouTube channel picture shows half Goku Black. Same as the bottom part of the shirt here. Same symbol. Had to special import this from Japan. Worth the wait though. Okay, so with that said, let's get to it. First up, gaming news, and of course this is for June the 29th of 2020. First up, we have some new upcoming games offered in July for Games with Gold. First up, you have WRC 8 FIA World's Rally Championship, which I know nothing about. Not the biggest into racing games, but still I understand why a lot of people enjoy. So if you're into car racing games and stuff, you might actually like it. Next up, you have Dunk Lords, which I know nothing about. That's on the Xbox One side of things. And next we have on the 360 side a game called, I think it's Juju, I'm not sure. Juju. And you have Saints Row 2. And those are your free games with gold, of course, for July. Next, PS Plus. And dang, is this a big one for PS Plus. Resident Evil 7. And the Crash Insane trilogy for PS Plus. That's a heck of a month, I will say. Unfortunately, I already have both, so unfortunately nothing for me. But for those of you who don't have already, you're getting some pretty good stuff. Resident Evil 7, a really good modern survival horror game. And the Crash Insane trilogy, which is just awesome. Since you're, again, a complete from the ground up remake of Crash 1 through 3. Next up, we have, speaking of, the announcement of Crash Bandicoot 4. And as of right now, it is set to release this year. It's set to release October the 2nd on the, of course, Xbox One and PS4. There is no mention as of yet Nintendo Switch. Next up, a couple of current new offerings of games on limited run games, if you're into that stuff. First, you have a game called Ark of Alchemist. Strictly Switch. It is $49.99. Now, these are games to pre-order before they sell out. Next up is the Samurai Showdown collection, which is 7 Samurai Showdown games. Definitely a heck of a collection. The only physical way you can get is through limited run games. Now, you'll pay a lot less digital, but I always support physical media. But it's gonna be released on strictly the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch, and it's strictly going to be a special collector's edition, so it won't be the cheaper. It's going to run $69.99 if you're at all interested. Then we have a game called Super Epic, released for, it's going to have a PS4 and Switch version. Two versions also. One is going to be $34.99, and the other is going to be $49.99. Then the last is called Streets of Red. It's a interesting looking indie game. It's PS4 and Switch. It's going to have a $34.99 base version, then a collector's version for $64.99, so that's quite a jump up, almost double. And that's it on that side of things. Next, we have Also, a couple of things going on. We got some gameplay footage over the past week on two big upcoming games. The first of all, we got some gameplay. I'll look a little bit more into things on Cyberpunk 2077. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like Fallout for some reason. It just reminded me a little bit of like Fallout New Vegas and stuff, gameplay wise, on certain parts. Also, we got some from Square Enix, some actual gameplay of Marvel's Avengers, which should be interesting. It is going to be interesting gameplay aspect wise and stuff, but at least now actually have an idea what it's going to look like in game. Next up, we have a interesting announcement of a game that's already on several platforms. Shakedown Hawaii. But these physical releases, to my knowledge, are only going to be released in Europe, specifically, though you can import. But they announced ports for weird platform announcement. This game is getting a physical release on the Nintendo Wii. And also it's getting a port on the Nintendo Wii U. So that's interesting, to say the least. And I might look into it for the Wii U. Next up we have it's a big line on a story involving EA. EA will double down on Star Wars games from now on. So they've made it very clear they plan on pushing much harder forward on making more Star Wars games. The quality will probably vary. So far, the only good Star Wars game we got from Electronic Arts is the, well, Jedi Fallen Order, but that wasn't really made by EA, that was made by Respawn, which is actually a pretty confident and competent company. Sadly, I can't say the same for BioWare, and DICE has been 50-50. Next up, we have also in news, Ubisoft places multiple employees on leave for misconduct allegations, as well as some higher-ups, exec level people are apparently being fired from the company Ubisoft because of a lot of sexual misconduct allegations that have been raised involving different individuals at Ubisoft. Many other companies, but Ubisoft is one of the ones that's being more vocal about it, and they're actually holding these people accountable. It's nice to see at least one of the bigger AAA companies that's actually doing what they've promised they would do when dealing with issues. They're not throwing a blind eye to things like Activision, EA, and Rockstar have done. Specifically, Rockstar is one of the most guilty companies of all. Next of all, we have Epic Store, a couple of freebie games for people who have the Epic Store, so for PC gamers. There were 3 games, I forgot the third one. The other 2, though, Stranger Things 3, so that's pretty big. Also, Air Memories of Old. And of course, I've done a full playthrough of the game. If you have a PC and you access the Epic Store, I recommend picking this up seriously. Air Memories of Old is a superb, really good game, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Next, a bunch of current free stuff as long as you have like a pro membership with Google Stadia. Here's a lineup of some of the good stuff you can get. Destiny 2. And on the next one, PUBG, Guilt, which of course I've already reviewed that game. I recommend checking out. Grid. Serious Sam Collection, which is actually really good. And the last that I broke down here, Zombie Army 4. But there's a lot more also. Next up, some Xbox One games that are going on sale right now. This is on their actual store. First up, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered Collection, which includes also Liberation, $16. Next, you have the Enzo Trilogy Collection for $12. Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $15. Assassin's Creed Origins, $12. So if you're an AC fan, you might want to take advantage of this sale going on right now. Also, you have Bleeding Edge, which is still a very new game from Ninja Theory. It is on sale for $15, half off. Next, Control is on sale for $30. Also, A Way Out, $7.49. Dark Souls Remastered is on sale for $16. Dark Souls 3 is also on sale for $14. Doom Eternal is on sale for $39. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is on sale for $36. Dragon's Dogma Dark Descent is on sale for $9.89. You also have Ori and the Blind Forest is on sale for $5. Pick it up. If you have not played Ori and the Blind Forest, pick it up. $5 is more than worth it for the game. Also, Ori 2 or Ori Will of the Wisps is on sale for $24. Also, a bunch of Resident Evil games are on sale, and I listed all of them. Resident Evil Remake is on sale for $4. Resident Evil 0 is on sale for $5. Resident Evil 2 Remake, $20. Resident Evil 3 Remake, $40.19, okay? Resident Evil 4 is on sale for $8. Resident Evil 5 is on sale for $8. Resident Evil 6, on sale for $8. Resident Evil 7 is on sale for $10. Resident Evil Revelations is on sale for $8. Resident Evil Revelations 2 is on sale for $12. Sunset Overdrive is on sale for $5. And that's it for the deals. Couple other things, some recent announcements game-wise. Skate 4 was announced. That's in the works. Also, The Witcher 4 has been confirmed. It's in the works. And they said Gerald is gone for good, so he will not be supposedly in The Witcher 4. So I don't exactly know how you're going to consider it a Witcher game if Gerald's not the main character, or even in it. And it's been confirmed in some recent leaks that it has now been confirmed by Microsoft. Fable 4 is in the works. Finally, official confirmation from them at Microsoft. About Blade Time, the question is who's going to do it is the question. Lionhead Studios is gone. Now there's a rumor that the company that makes the Forza games supposedly may be the company making Fable 3 or Fable 4. We'll see on that one way or the other soon enough. Also, there's a big new update that has dropped for Hello Neighbor, which is an interesting little indie game. It's very unique, I will say, and an acquired taste. And the last thing, releases past week was Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racing. Remastered, released for the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. And it's $14.99 if you're at all interested. But that's it for video game news for June the 29th, 2020. And I'll see y'all next time, next week. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. And everyone out there, stay safe with all the craziness going on in the world right now. But I'll see y'all next time.